here's the reality of the situation. The Philadelphia Eagles suck. Yeah, they suck. Right now, they suck. But in November, in December, I can't even get the words out because I'm furious. They might peak by then. But here's the problem. If they do, they're going to have to go on the road in the playoffs now. They fall to 2-3. They still can't figure things out. They got skull crushed. They got the skull. It wasn't the Foles. It was the skull. And they fall to 2-3. They lose 23-21. Offense woke up in the second half, but it was such a brutal first half that they just couldn't come all the way back. And they lose again. Philly 500 is here. I am Adrian Fenton.
I'm depressed.
I don't know what to think right now.
But I'm getting more angry as I hear you because now I just want to punch a hole in the wall. But it's really aggravating. This is like you said before we started. Like, you're gonna have to watch this game. How are we gonna watch this game and get back again? It's going to be very hard. It was very depressing loss, man. And I see it, the way I see it is all self-inflicting wounds. The same ones they do over and over again. I don't know why this team doesn't learn. I don't know why they don't adjust. The same things happen every week. These are fixable things, in my opinion, but they're not doing it.
They did the things that they were supposed to do in the second half, at least offensively, until like Ajayi fumbled, and it was just that was just a disaster. But they only ran the ball. They had 5 design runs in the first half, and it was 12 design passes. So obviously the Vikings, they controlled the first half because they controlled the ball, but only 5 design runs. And then finally they run the ball in the second half. They run the ball right down their throat. Ajayi unfortunately fumbles, and then after that, Eagles fall so far behind that they had to get away from it again because they had to play catch up, and then they started throwing the ball. But finally, the offensive line showed up, and I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if Arya Stark came to Philadelphia, if she came all the way from there to here. She had to have, because the entire offensive line, they're faceless. I don't know where Lane Johnson went. He needs to get back on the juice. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. And then they make the switch to Isaac Seumalo. He's even worse than Wade.
Oh, he's horrible.
He's horrible. You downgraded there. Are you kidding me? Doug Peterson right now needs to get his head out of his ass.
He does. First 2 plays of the game, Seumalo was getting pushed back. The guy's hitting Wentz. I mean, it was ridiculous. The first 3 plays of the game, Wentz gets hit twice. One of them's a sack. Just to start the game. They don't run the ball. They finally run the ball in the second half. Ajayi fumbles, which is a bad break. Okay? But when they get the ball back on that lateral, remember?
Yeah.
They get the ball back on the lateral. That was a fumble. They come out and they just start throwing again. Why are you not running the ball? And then they get the flag. I think the one time they did. And it's just like they just keep doing the same things all the time. And it doesn't make a bit of sense to me, a bit of sense at all. I can't figure it out. Last year they adjusted against the Chargers, I think it was, and they started running, and it was a completely different team. And you saw the offense in the second half when they started to run, how everything opened up to them, how everything, it's very frustrating.
And I know right now this is the point where people are going to bring up the fact that Michael Bennett sack was ridiculous. That was one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
One of the worst calls I've ever seen.
Oh my God, he laid him down like a fucking baby. Like he had him in his arms like a fucking baby. Like, what is he supposed to do? How do you want him to put him down? What is he supposed to blow on him? Is he supposed to blow on him?
Well,
is that how playing football now? You have to blow on people to get them down? Like, what is that? I know people are going to blame that for why they lost. It's not why they lost, but that call was it infuriated me.
Well, that call led to a touchdown late in the second half.
Yeah.
In the first half. And it was ridiculous. If you're going to call that, then you have to blow the play dead, and he's in the grasp. because there's no way on hell. He didn't like hit him head first with the knee. He hit him on the butt. I
And he
don't
got pushed
understand.
into him. He got like blocked in the back.
It was the worst call I've ever seen. That's what I said in my life. It was. It was a horrible call, you know. And despite all this crap, somehow we managed to even have a chance on an onside kick. They could have scored 40 points on us. We could have lost. I mean, it was so. We were bad. We were bad today. We were bad.
They fought resiliently at like for a quarter there at the end of the third, but midway through the third, and then like midway through the fourth, and like. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse than it was, like because Bailey missed the field goals, and let me tell you something right now. But actually, you know what? I lied. I said the Michael Bennett thing was the thing that made me most furious. You know what made me most furious?
What?
Jalen Mills. Jalen Mills. I'm not even talking about the double moves. I'm talking about the third and goal, and he's chirping out there. You're down. You're losing. You're having an awful season, and you're jeopardizing your team potentially. For a flag. Fletcher should have knocked them the fuck out. He should have dragged them all the way back to the Eagles side.
Oh,
that infuriated me.
Yeah, that he should have double moonwalked his ass. I was glad Fletcher said something to him too. I'm glad, but you know, Mills once again in a position where they get the ball at the 6-yard line after that fumble. First play, they go play action. I think they throw from their end zone. There's pressure. Cousins just throws up and he bites on the double move. If he doesn't bite on that move, it's a pick. He's going to intercept that ball or have a chance to. And he bites again. How many times does he have to bite on the same crap before we do something? How long? I don't understand it. He's not going to learn his lesson. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Jalen Mills in the double move. And I'll say this, man. Like, I thought the pressure today was better. I thought Jim Schwartz brought some blitzes. Like, he brought more like 6-7 man blitzes. That's the difference between what it was this week and the last couple of weeks. He's bringing more blitzes, and you know, at the end of the day, they only had one sack, but Kirk Cousins was doing such an unbelievable job getting the ball out. And at the end of the day, he was 30 of 37, 301 yards and a touchdown. And I look back at that one play where he got the ball to Thielen. And I don't know how he got that off. I mean, he was just.
Are you talking on the blitz? Yeah. Yeah.
And then they got the first down, and then they kicked the field goal. You could have had a sack on that play and like a long third down. Instead, they got the first down, and then they won.
Who was covering Thielen there? Who was covering?
I think that was Sidney Jones.
I think he bit. Didn't he bite on it?
I believe so, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the coverage on some of those outlet passes that he had during, but there was nobody there. There was nobody, and then they missed too many tackles too. They missed too many tackles. I mean, there's so many things that we could point to what's wrong with this team. You know what I mean?
I did think the defense played better. As crazy as it sounds, it's just like Thielen and Diggs are so good. They're too good for the Eagles secondary, and Cousins was getting the ball out so quick. That's what the problem was today. I mean, the pressure was getting there. And then, like, the receivers just overwhelmed the Eagles' cornerbacks. And then offensively, it comes back to not running the ball. You know, I know Minnesota is a pretty good run defense. I mean, you ran 17 times for 81 yards. That's a 4.8 yards per carry average. You came into the game averaging 4.4 yards per carry. The offensive line is not protecting Carson Wentz. It looks like dog shit.
It looks horrible.
And the only way you're going to get him protected is by running the football, getting the offensive line to rhythm. I keep saying it every week. And it's like Doug Peterson won the goddamn fucking Super Bowl. I don't understand what's not getting through his head because I know he's a billion, jillion times smarter than me. So what the fuck is going on, Doug?
Yeah, I don't know. Me and you were saying the same thing. I was saying the same thing during the live stream. I don't understand why they come out and they throw. And every time they throw, and almost every play that they're throwing, Carson is hit. He's on the ground. Every time you're going to kill him. They're going to get him killed if they don't do something and quick. You've got to run the ball. Now, is it because Ajayi is hurt? I mean, Smallwood was running great. Keep running them. But they were getting 4 or 5 yards a carry. I mean, look, a defense, if you're a defense playing the Eagles, Why on earth would you even concern yourself with the running game? I would tell my guys, don't worry, pin your ears back and go after the quarterback. Every play, especially the lining up, and we talked about it last week. Every time Carson lines up under center, it's a play action. Every time. And he gets hit because everybody knows it's coming. It's just so stupid. I don't understand what they're doing. I hope they learn their lesson in the second half and they adjust. But that's a big if right now. I don't know.
I mean, if they start running the ball, I think that's what fixes the offense. I really
do too. I think
it sounds so simple, but it's like you run the ball, you open up everything. It just everything starts with running the ball with the line. Everything starts with the offensive line, and you work your way out. So it starts with the line. What are they best at? They're best at run blocking. It's the best run blocking offensive line in the league. And you only run the ball 17 times with the best run blocking unit in the league. It doesn't make any sense. 17 run attempts, and one of them, well, 5 of them were from Carson Wentz scrambling. So it was really only 12. Actually, 12.
Running for his life. Running for his life.
Yeah. So really 12 attempts. Actually, one was like the zone read, right? Reading so technically 13 rush attempts, 13 design runs at the end of the day. So 13 design runs compared to then 39. Oh my God.
It's not even close.
Oh my God.
You want to fix the problems on this team, you start running the ball. You're so right. You're so right.
I mean, hold on. I'm looking for my Carson Wentz head. Like, this poor guy. This poor guy's going to get killed. He's getting left for slaughter. I mean, this poor guy. This guy.
Yeah. I think Carson Wentz, in the 3 games he's played, has taken more hits than any quarterback all year long.
I mean, he's doing everything he can do. Like, what is he supposed to do?
I know.
And I swear to God, if you start running the ball more and you're running the ball down people's throats, my God, that's when the play action is going to work. And that's when guys are going to be actually open. Guys are going to be more open because it's not going to be as predictable.
Yeah, and it gives your offensive line a chance to get in a rhythm. It also gives them a chance to wear that defensive line down throughout the game. And then the pass protection gets better and better. There are a lot of things that they could do like that they did last year that they're not doing now. They're just not doing it. I don't understand why. Corey Clement, I thought he was supposed to be active. I didn't even see him. Yeah. Ajayi's hurt again. Smallwood did, I thought, a really good job.
Wendell Smallwood looks like the best running back on the team right now.
He does.
How crazy is that to say?
That's pretty crazy, And I didn't understand the one carry Josh Adams gets. They tried to pitch it to him out going to his left. It was 30.
That was 2016, Doug.
3rd and inches.
Yeah.
And they try to run what are you doing? That's the kind of stuff that drives me nuts because it's just self-inflicted wounds. And on that Carson play, was that an interception or a fumble? That was a fumble, right? Where the guy scored the touchdown.
Yeah, strip sack, I believe. Yeah.
Strip sack. I thought they
actually technically if the ball was never hit if the ball never hit the ground, then that's an interception.
I don't know what I thought.
Hold on, let me see what they ruled that. Actually.
It didn't look like he was throwing.
No, it's not an interception because there's no interception in the column for Wentz.
Yeah, it was a fumble, but my point was I thought they killed him. I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
I thought, and I didn't understand it at all. If you want to fix this team, if you want this team to go on a run, if you want this team to get back to what they were doing last year, you have to start running the ball. You have to start creating balance on your offense, take pressure away from Carson Wentz, and get this team going. Get this offensive line going. That's the only way. Not in the second half of a game, but in the first possession, the first drive of the game, to establish it early. Then everything will open up. If they would have done that from the beginning of this game, they would have won the game. I believe they would have won this game.
Yeah.
I mean, as bad as this team plays, they could have won almost every game so far this year. They're a good team. They're a talented team, but they're not playing right. They're not doing things right.
I don't understand. it's like, okay, you might say, all right, the running backs might be dinged up, and you might not like them per se. I don't know what's going on with that.
I'm
Okay?
trying to figure it
But they're
out.
still averaging 4.4 yards per carry heading into the game. Small was averaging 7 yards a carry. Josh Adams came in averaging 5. So the running backs are not the problem. You're gonna have anyone you
No.
want back there, and you
Yeah.
can run the football. Just
Yeah.
run the ball. Run the fucking ball.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was telling people to my stream, people were like, I'm saying you got to run the ball. Even if you get a 2 yard loss or 3 yard loss, still run it. I don't care if it's third and three. Run the ball because you're so unbalanced. And I'm telling you that defensive line, that defense, every time they try to play action, they don't even bite. They don't even bite. It's just pin your ears back and go after the quarterback. That's all they're doing. And that's all Tennessee did last week. And it's just compounding itself into more and more pressures and hurries and more problems on the line. If you start running the ball, if you have balance, things will stop. And everybody else are going, oh, the offensive line looks a lot better this week. You watch. It'll change. You know. I mean, it'll 180-degree change.
I mean, like, when they were on their big winning streak last year, what did they do? They ran the ball. They controlled the football. They controlled games by controlling the clock, running the football, play action passing, and then once they got inside the red zone, they were throwing the ball in there for the touchdowns. And that is another thing. It's like they did score in the red zone twice today because Smallwood, the play where it wouldn't have been a touchdown last year, but it is this year. And then, actually, one shouldn't have counted because the Ertz touchdown, they scored that when it was meaningless. So it was really only one red zone touchdown. But it's really frustrating, man. Just everything, just everything off. Today. I thought it was the offense. I didn't think the defense was like to blame this game as much as the offense.
You can't. You would have liked to see the defense get one more stop and one more opportunity to go down and have the offense win it. Because I felt like that the offense was starting to be able to move the ball.
You're right. Yeah, they finally gained that traction that you were looking for all game. They finally found that rhythm for 3 drives. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they could have just got that ball back one more time, it would have been interesting. But I mean, you can't start off so slow all the time and have these problems. And then finally adjust when it's the fourth quarter or you just can't do it. I mean, there's no reason why they should have had a defensive touchdown today like that. That came because you were not balanced and they were just going after your quarterback.
Yes,
that's why.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And last year, I'm not gonna lie to you, like they got off to slow starts maybe 2/3 of the time. And a lot of times they would get things going in the second quarter, like midway through the second quarter. But what they would do is they would score touchdowns on like 3 straight drives. So it's like all right, you're down say 14-3, but then you're putting up 3 straight touchdowns. You're up 24-14. You just surge ahead, and then by the time the fourth quarter rolls around, you're kind of putting it away with the running game.
Yeah.
But this year, they're not scoring the touchdowns. They're settling for more field goals, and they're not scoring as much in the red zone. And it's due to the play selection and the offensive line not pass protecting, and you're stalling in the red zone because of penalties or sacks or whatever the case might be.
Yeah. I fully agree with you. I mean, I think that is where everything has to start right there. It has to start with getting back to what worked and getting back to that running game. I really think that is the big problem. And you got to fix it. You got to fix it quick. It's very frustrating loss. This was not the game I wanted to lose. This is not the one.
No.
Now I know a lot of people think we're done and it's over. I don't agree with that either. I think it's
no.
Over.
You're not done when you're in the NFC East. You're never.
Yeah, you're not done.
They're going to win the division. The problem is they're now going to be a 3 or a 4 seed instead of a 1 or a 2. That's the difference.
Yeah, you gotta hope that this team goes on a big run, which is hard to imagine at this point. But
it's hard to think about this point. But like when 2 months from now, they might be looking a lot different.
Well,
But
you
the
remember
problem is
that.
by then they might be looking to be like a 10-6 team.
What I worry about here is one worry that somebody mentioned, and I was thinking about this. Not having Frank Reich. Do you have the person in the ear that gives Doug Peterson balance? Is there somebody? Because if you remember last year, I think it was the Kansas City or the Giants game. I can't remember which, but I remember somebody. I think it was Frank Reich went to Doug about running the ball, getting back.
Well, what happened was you had Lane Johnson speak up like after the game, and then you had Ertz speak up after the game, and then yeah, it was probably all part of it. Like Reich
Yeah.
said something too. Like I'm sure everybody said something, and then they finally started running the ball, and now it's like you're 2-3. I don't understand why. Like last year, it clicked for Doug after 2 games, but this year it's been 5 games and it still hasn't clicked. It's like I hope that this Super Bowl hasn't gotten to his head because we talked about last year and how humility played such a huge part in the Eagles Super Bowl run and how coaches around the league are normally, they're what's the word? God, I'm blanking. What's the word?
I just want to dance. You do that.
You just want to dance. They're arrogant. We'll just say that. We'll just use the word.
Okay.
I can't think of the word. I'm like you, dude. I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I'm depressed. But they're not like Chip Kelly, all right? They're gonna make the adjustments and stubborn. There you go, stubborn. It took me 2 minutes to think of the word stubborn, but stubbornness is a problem for a lot of head coaches. And it hit Jim Schwartz this year. It took him 4 games to finally adjust, and I think today the defense looked better. There were adjustments that I did see that were made. Defense was better, even though it may not have looked better to you. I don't know if that makes any sense. But
no, it was better. Mills is still gave up the big pass.
He did
when we didn't need him to do that. That hurt, but
yeah. But like right now, it's I'm seeing a stubbornness out of Doug Peterson that is causing some problems, and not being able to run the football more consistently is creating this problem.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, and I think if the Eagles come in Thursday night and they get back to the running game and they get back to doing what they're doing, I think you're gonna see a lot of similarities, a lot of what they did last year. I think it'll come back. I really think that we have the right players. I just think we're not putting them in the right position to succeed. I really think that's the big problem on this team. How do you go from winning a Super Bowl to not having the talent when you basically have your roster? Now, I know that you lost a couple players here or there, but to me, it's them. It's what they're doing is not working, but they keep doing it. They're waiting too long to stop. They got to switch it up. I mean, Carson looks pissed off. Did you see him today?
Mm-hmm.
He looked pissed, dude. And he's taking
that's
a
as
beat.
red as I've ever seen him. Like his skin.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Blood.
Yeah. I think he's going to have to go to church because I'm sure he was saying a lot of words he shouldn't have been saying.
Oh, yeah. He's going to have to go to confession. Mm-hmm.
You know?
He's going to have to go to his confession, go kneel down, do a couple Our Fathers, a couple Hail Marys, and then exit the church. He may have to spend a couple minutes there in the confession room.
Yeah, he's not happy. And he shouldn't be because he's taken way too many shots. Way too many. I mean, oh God, what did they say? It was like 12. In the first half, it was like 12 pass drops. He went back 12 times. He was like hurried 5 times, hit 4 times, sacked 2 times. I mean, it's ridiculous. You're gonna. There was a shot at his knee. Did you see the shot that one guy gave him on his left knee? On his knee. Ridiculous. I mean, it's scary, dude.
And it happened last week too, with when Peters got beat. So here's the crazy thing. At the end of the day, is like when you look at the standings, the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings are only 2-1.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of these teams that were great last year are not good this year in terms of the record wise. Falcons dealing with all those injuries, they're now 1-4, so they're kind of like out of it. But at the end of the day, it's like you look at it, it's like 2-3 Eagles. All right, you're going to win the division probably, but the thing is, can you get to say like 11? Like, can they get to 11-5? And I don't even think they will at this point. But I don't know. Can they?
It really. I have to
And
say.
11-5 might not even be good enough for.
I'll be honest with you. I think for me, this game coming up Thursday, if they come out and don't make any adjustments, I'm going to believe they're not going to. I hope that what they did in the second half they'll get back to and do early, but I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Can they get to 11-5, 10-6? I think they can, but at this point, I don't know if they'll do the things that it takes to do it. That's what I'm concerned
Actually, you
about.
know what? They're kind of screwed anyway because they're probably going to play the Saints. Like, they're going to play the Saints in New Orleans. They're probably going to lose that game, and then that'll be the tiebreaker for the 2 seed. So, because the Rams are going to get the 1, and then the NFC South is probably going to be the 2 seed, and then we'll see about the Bears and whatever. But I don't know.
Look, if here's the one thing I'll say. For argument's sake, let's say the Eagles turn this thing around and they go 11-5, and they're a 3 or 4 seed.
I'm looking at like 10-6, 9.
Okay,
right now.
So let's say they get to 10-6, just for argument's sake, and they get in the playoffs. They, to me, would be a scary team to play in the playoffs because they know how to win in the playoffs.
If they look like I think they might look in December, that's not a team I'm going to want to play now.
No, and so I believe that they could go on a run and beat a team like I believe they could. I believe any team with a quarterback that I believe Carson is that has won before is a scary team for me. That's why a team like New Orleans is always scary. Green Bay can always be scary. Those teams, they just are. So yeah, I think they still can get there, but obviously it's harder. And what I'm seeing so far, it doesn't look good because they're not changing things up. I mean, I think that's the biggest problem on this team is you're not changing what is not working. If it's not working every week, why do you keep doing it?
Yeah. I think the reality of the situation is going to be this. It's they're going to make adjustments at some point. They're going to look great at some point. They're going to play the Rams in the divisional round, or they're going to play the Saints, or say even Carolina, and I think that's when they're going to lose. I think that's when their repeat's going to end. I think that's what we're at right now.
Well, it might happen.
4 seed, I think they lose.
Might happen, but then again, we have to wait and see where teams are because who knows? Maybe the Rams are playing without Gurley or Goff in a playoff. Who knows? Yeah. You don't know what's going to happen. But all I know is that I heard a lot today. Carson sucks.
He did not suck today. No.
Carson's fine.
He's far from the problem here,
dude. As soon as you give him time, he throws darts. He throws perfect passes.
Yeah.
But and the other thing is that we're done. You're not done October. I've never, in the 43 years I've watched, maybe not 40, but 40 years I've watched for however long, I've never quit after the first game in October.
So basically, when I say reality, that's basically what the most likely outcome is going to be. Yeah, that does not mean that they are done.
Yeah. But I'm going to say this, too. Now, this is not popular. Maybe it is. I don't know. I get like 50-50 on this. I'm sorry, but if I'm Howie Roseman, you better think I am calling Pittsburgh right now, and I am giving them what they want. I want that guy in here. This offense needs Le'Veon Bell bad.
I agree.
I don't care if you're planning on going after him in free agency. If this is true and the Eagles really want to make a run at him, then get him now. Get him now and get him early and bring him in. Why wait till the offseason? I just don't understand.
I don't know if I'd want to sign him, no big long-term deal, but I guess that's like a subject for another.
Well, I mean, that's that. If they don't want to sign him long-term, then you don't do it. But I mean, what I'm saying is, if all the reports,
well, you definitely bring him in right now for the rest of this season.
You need him, man.
This team just kind of like James was texting me at halftime, and like he was right in a lot of ways. He's like, the intangibles that were there last year are just not there this year right now, and it's so true. It's like the things that they were winning last year, they're not winning. It's the third downs, it's the red zone, it's the most important things of the game. And they're just failing miserably.
Question is why? Why are they failing? And I'm going to tell you, my opinion is predictability. It's
Yeah.
too easy to predict what they're going to do.
Yeah.
You know they're going to throw it. And when me as a fan can sit there and know the play call, that know it's a play action, know that you don't think the defensive coordinators and the defense does too? They do. And I think that's their biggest problem. They're too unbalanced and predictable.
Yeah. It's kind of what it comes back to. Absolutely. So there we are. We're sitting at 2-3. You know, it may not look pretty right now, but it is what it is. You know,
it is what it is. It sucks.
They're gonna come back. They're gonna look back at this, and they're gonna kick themselves in the ass. They're like, man, like if we would have made adjustments sooner, but this is what you're facing.
Yeah,
It's gonna be an uphill climb.
Yeah, it's an uphill climb. It's not impossible to get out of. It's one game at a time. It's early, but you got to figure out, and it's got to start with Doug, man. It's got to start with Doug and that play calling on offense, because I think that is your big problem. I really
Run the ball.
I mean, it was amazing that just the first drive in the second half, they run the ball to start, and all of a sudden, Wentz is throwing darts down the field, 20, 30-yard passes. I mean, it opened up so much.
That's exactly what happened.
You know, and Doug did this. And remember, in 2016, one of the big problems I had with Doug, and we talked about, was that he was deke and dunk. Everything was 2-3-yard passes. And he never took a shot downfield. And he never took a shot, and nobody even covered there. It was too predictable. He's doing that with the passing game in general. He needs to balance himself, run the ball more, and all of a sudden, all this is going to start to take pressure off Carson. You're going to see less hits. And he's going to start to be able to open up the passing game a little bit, and I think things will resolve itself. I do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm exhausted now. I'm just like I'm like you, man. It's like it's depressing. It's exhausting. Now I have to write a recap. It's like, ugh.
I paced for 2 hours this morning waiting for this game.
I did the same, dude.
And I was so excited. I was so amped. And then to see those first couple of series, I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding! We're doing this again." You know, I even thought in the second half we would still come back, because I thought they would finally change and adjust. And as soon as they adjusted, they started moving the ball. And then they fumble at the 5, and that doesn't help.
Yeah. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look at the chat. So I think we pretty much talked about the game. So I'll take a couple of comments and we'll kind of get out of here. So, all right.
Sounds good.
So we got a super chat from Dawson Garrett. So huge shout out. Made a $5 donation.
Shout out to Dawson Garrett.
Yeah. So all right. So here's his comment. Carson Wentz is a smart guy. He isn't going to miss the playoffs. Mills just needs to play red zone. Offensive line needs to be good again, and penalties.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and then he made another comment. You guys are missing your super chats. I just got it. It's all good though. Peterson does need to balance out the attack. I seriously think Mills is just the red zone guy. I mean, he made those 2 plays in the red zone, and then he almost got caught with a penalty for drawing too much.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what him and Fletcher were talking about.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that, the donation there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. All right, so let's see if I can find some. Do you think the Eagles could go on a 4 or 5 game winning streak?
Yeah, I believe they can, as long as they come to some sort of balance with that offense. I think if they do that, I think they can. I think a lot of the pressure and a lot of the problems are self-inflicted. So yeah, I do. Yeah,
I'm with you there. I think they can. It may not be for a little while. I don't know. It may not happen until after the bye, when they start like really putting together some wins. Like, somebody's asking for the Skol chant. Nick, I did it in the beginning. I did it to start the show. It was in the lead. So you're gonna have to look back in the beginning in the first 30 seconds. I did it. I did the Skol chant. I did it. I
gave it to you.
I fulfilled my bet. Yeah, now I forget what we were talking about. What were we just talking about?
About the Eagles going on a 4 or 5 game winning streak and getting it.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I think they can, but the thing is, like by then, the loss is going to pile up to the point where they're going to be a 3 or 4 seed. So that's the thing, and that was my concern a month ago. I'm like, all right, maybe they start the month 3-1, even though it's an easy schedule. I'm thinking, all right, maybe they can start 3-1. They didn't. They started 2-2. Now you lose to Minnesota. You're 2-3. So
I think they could start. I could think they could start it next week against the Giants if they just run the ball and create balance. I think they can win. I think they could beat the Giants in New York, and I think they can beat Carolina at home. Now, can they beat Jacksonville in England? That's a tough game.
oh,
That is a tough game.
well, I'll tell you what. The way they look today, they could beat them.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're gonna have to worry about Jacksonville scoring a lot.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we might lose to the Giants.
Are you kidding me? Dude, if we lose to the Giants,
dude, like this 5 right back at it on a Thursday.
Dude, if we lose to the Giants, I'm gonna have a lot of doubts because years we don't beat the Giants, it's over. Okay, when we don't beat the Giants, we usually don't have a good season. So Giants get their heart ripped out of
this Giants game, man.
We'll see. The Giants are probably pretty pissed after today. So
man, they got that formula of getting the ball out quick with Odell Beckham, and they got Sterling Shepard, and they got
Jalen Mills on Odell Beckham.
Oh,
that hurts.
Oh.
It's going to be a double move galore. That's all they're going to be doing against the Eagles.
Oh.
The one thing is Eli stinks and that offensive line stinks.
It does, but they're gonna get the ball out so quick.
We gotta. I don't think we can afford to. I don't think we can lose that game. We can't go to 2-4. We go 2-4. I'm starting to look at the top 10 draft picks. Okay. Okay.
I'm still looking at like 9-7 could win the NFC East.
Because if you can't beat the Giants, then there's something wrong.
I got a bad feeling because they always play us well. And
yeah, they're gonna play.
This loss, it's like I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a weird game on a Thursday night. It's a weird schedule placement.
Giants Eagles are always weird. They're always weird. So you never know. But it will be a close game because that's how Giants Eagles always play.
Yeah.
But we got to find a way to win this game. I don't see any way we can win this division if we can't beat the Giants.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can find some other chats here. Someone's like super negative in this chat, so I guess the chat is not very happy.
Well, people are frustrated, so I understand when people get frustrated. I get it.
Yeah. Philly fan always thinks I'm Bay. I appreciate that. He thinks I'm Bay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
We need to play Rasul Douglas.
Anybody, I'll take anybody over Jalen Mills right now. I'm not lying. To me, you can't. That Thielen catch, okay, where Cousins was hit so hard in the end zone. If he doesn't bite on that, he's gonna probably break up the play or throw an interception. Instead, it leads to a score, right? Didn't it lead to a score?
Yeah.
I mean,
he's like one of the worst cornerbacks in the league when it comes to being in between the 20s. But like he does make plays in the red zone.
He does.
Like, frustrating as it gets with him, it's like he does make plays in the red zone. It's just that it's like that double move again. It's like he got beat again. It's like again.
And Cousins just threw that ball up there. That was a hang ball. If he doesn't get beat on that, I think he could have been a pick. Or at least broke up. I mean, that was a huge momentum killer.
Yeah. So shout out to some of the people out there. So hold on, let me see if I can find the comments are coming quick. Because there was a Panthers guy that gave me a shout out. So I appreciate like when guys from other teams watch us.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool thing.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I'm sorry I can't find you now. It's like way back in the chat. I'm sorry. I was gonna give a guy a shout out. Sorry guys. Okay. ML Striker. What shout you out for what? What did you say? Let's see what he said. I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back. Just say what you wanted to say again. I shouted you out though. How is Sidney Jones? Sidney Jones is a great player. He missed some tackles today. Well, he made one tackle, and then he missed one.
Got hurt too. But
Yeah, I think he came back though.
I look like a cramp, really.
Yeah. Well, at first I was.
Your Achilles, right?
The Achilles.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. All right. I guess that's it. The comments were coming quick today.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, so a lot of people are asking about Bell. Obviously, like, we want Le'Veon Bell here. I mean, it would be a spark to the offense. But like, it's funny. It's like we want Le'Veon Bell, but they're not even showing a willingness to run the football.
That is true. That is definitely true. That's a problem. But I mean, look, the Le'Veon Bell thing is most likely not going to happen. My point with the Le'Veon Bell thing is that if the rumors are true that they want to pursue him in free agency, I don't think there's any reason to wait until free agency. You could use him now. So at the trade deadline, when he signs his tender, you'd get a deal for him. But yeah. I don't know that they really want. I don't know how serious that is. I just know there's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of different people saying the same thing. So there's got to be possibly something there.
The thing about Howie Roseman, he's clearly not stupid. So it's like we say that you can't make a contract work because Carson Wentz needs a big deal. So Howie Roseman's probably looking at us like, oh yeah, you don't think I can make it happen? So I'm sure he already has a plan in place where he can maneuver money around to get Le'Veon Bell in here. I'm sure that's probably what he's thinking. Like there's no way that he's going into this like without a plan. This has been carefully constructed, carefully calculated. If he makes the move, he knows exactly what he wants to do. So in that sense, okay, all right. So how would you make that contract work? Maybe you front load the deal and maybe you can get out of it.
Signing bonus.
Yeah, you get out of it after, I don't know, say 3 years when he's 30 years old, and that's when you really have to pay Carson. Yeah. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking at the moment. Like, is that what it's going to be? Because if they go after Le'Veon.
Well, if you look at some of these guys, that are on this team, they may have to go. Jason Peters is like $8 or $9 million against the cap.
Yeah, he's going to get cut. He's gone.
Foles is $18 million against the cap.
I love you.
There's a lot of fat.
So there's going to be a lot. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of trimming off that fat. Yeah, a lot of trimming off that steak.
So I believe if Howie wants it, he could do it. The question is, how bad do they want a running back like that? And when I see Carson take the pounding and all the pressure on him, I think more and more like, man, you need to go do it because you need to protect your quarterback.
Yeah. So they're going to trim enough fat to get the filet mignon that is Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. You can get him for 3-4 years, 4 years, 5 years, sign him,
It's the thing it is with him, it's like, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. So he's obviously the most patient runner in the league, and you run the outside zone sweeps. That works beautifully. And then the way that Doug Peterson utilizes his running backs in the passing game, you have one of the best pass catchers in the league. So you can put him in the slot. You can put him out wide if you want to. He can run the wheel route if you want to. That's something that the Eagles really like to run, the wheel route out of the backfield or wherever they run it out of. So that he would be a threat all over the place. So it would work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. All right. I think that's pretty much it for this show today. Anything else you want to say?
No, man. I don't know. it's a tough loss. We shake it off. We'll come back Thursday and try to get this thing fixed and right. But this one hurts today. This one hurts my heart.
Yeah. I can't, dude. Depressing. It's depressing. Like we did the pre-show. We're just like both very silent.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, like, there's times where you're pissed off and you're mad. Like this was like.
We were as
sad.
silent as a girl playing hard to get.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yes, we were.
Yeah. All right. That's it. We're gonna end the show right now. Actually, I didn't do final thoughts. I'm sorry.
Final thoughts. I don't know, man. Just get this thing fixed. That's it. Get this thing fixed. Get back to what works. Get some balance back on this offense. That's it.
All right. I'm depressed now again. I got the frustrations out. Like you said, man. It was like we weren't angry because we were so depressed, and then the show started. I just got angry.
Yeah, then I kind of got angry. But hopefully Dallas will lose. At least give me that. At least give me that. But look, I mean, reality is as bad as this sucks right now, and as bad as this doesn't look, as bad as it looks, it's October. It's October. Yep. It's a long season.
It's only the 7th of October.
Yeah, it's only the 7th of October. Eggnog is not even out yet. We have time.
Eggnog is out yet. The ugly Philly 500 sweaters aren't out yet.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it can still be okay. We don't have to give up on the season. We don't have to tank. We don't have to throw in the towel. There's a lot of football left to play, but it just makes the window for mistakes and things that much smaller.
Yeah.
If you wanted a first seed, in reality, if you wanted a first seed, you'd have to run the table. You couldn't lose another game all year. That's not going to happen.
And the Rams might not even get to 3 losses.
Yeah.
So they look like a 14-2 team right now.
They're good, dude. They're good.
Yeah.
And they're balanced, and Gurley does a lot for Goff. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Too bad they have a golf clap of a crowd.
Yeah. But, I mean, look.
Golf clap when they score touchdowns. Way to go, Rams. Way to go.
Yeah. But
the Eagles, they just get riled up. Ah!
But games like that New Orleans game is going to probably determine.
Yeah, they're not winning that game. They're not winning that game. Forget it.
No. We'll see.
No,
we'll see.
Not happening. Sorry. Michael Thomas is overpowering whoever the hell is covering him. And then you got Kamara out of the backfield, and the way the Saints get it, nope. Not New Orleans. Sorry. That's an L.
Thanks. That helps.
I'm so depressed everything is an L, dude. I think they might lose to the Giants. I think they might lose to I'm like, where's EDP? Is EDP in the chat?
I don't know. I'm sure he's not happy.
2-14.
They playing like it.
Keep this guy protected.
Yeah, that's the key to everything. Him. So why are you letting him take a beating every week? That's what I want to know.
This guy.
Yeah.
Guy. I'm done. We're done. Show's over. Fun's over. No, this show wasn't even fun. Actually, no, it's always fun when I'm with Philly, but still, it wasn't fun. It was, I hate this game.
Yeah, this is one game I'm going to have a hard time this week. I'm glad the Eagles play Thursday because I don't want to wait a whole week till I have to go through this. I want to get this over with. So I'm kind of glad to play Thursday.
And then you know what else happened today? The Titans lose to Buffalo. And it just confirms everything that I said last week, that both teams didn't play well.
Yeah, I know.
Titans acting like they're going to win the AFC South. Get the fuck out of here.
Look, dude, any team in the NFL, I don't care who it is, any team in the NFL can stop unbalanced team, can stop a team from that is one-dimensional. So when the Eagles act one-dimensional, it's not going to be hard for teams to figure out what's going on. Until they're balanced, and are unpredictable, they're going to struggle.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to end the show now.
Okay.
I've said it for the 5th time. Ending now. Yep. That's Philly 500. I am Adrian Fedke. I'm going to stop talking and nodding my head. Yeah. Like a goddamn parrot.
We will beat New Orleans.
No. Now you got me bobbing the other way. All right. See you guys. Thank you so much for the super chat donation. Really appreciate that. Thank you all for tuning in.